Welcome back to Jenkins Boat Works. I am Chuck Jenkins. In this episode, we'll fit the after coaming and sand it, and we'll also take a look at some of the new bronze that we just got in. All right, it's the 3rd of July. We took off work today, so I got some time to do some boat building. This is the third board that I've gotten from the lumber store. I got 2 pieces of mahogany before that were just too light in color. They just didn't match. I had that board over on the after side starboard that was okay, and I've got that angle cut good against the transom there. That was pretty well fitted. I still got to cut out the little scallop like we've got on this one, and I believe I'm going to take these both off and just lay that up next to the other one so that I can make sure and get it so it's the same. Last night I got some bronze. I went through Jim Rennick up in Hull, Massachusetts. He did a wonderful job, and one of the things we got was this coaming bracket. We got a pair of them, and you'll notice that there's 2 holes down at the bottom that are for countersinking wood screws in, and then there's 2 smaller holes up there. And what he tells me is that those are a specific machine bolt size that's been cut into the top of the bracket there. And the idea is that you run a little machine bolt from the other side through those, and it just screws into those. And the reason it's like that is because on the other side, you're not going into the boat. You're just going to come through here. Okay? This is another good example of cutting this angle. You got double angles. You got the obvious 45 degrees coming up on the transom, but then because the coaming comes around in a curve and then comes into the transom like that, you've got to cut the board at a bit of an additional angle to mate up with the transom correctly. The other thing then is you want to make sure that your coaming bracket's got enough room in there and fit before you go cutting this scallop out. And I cut it first and then freaked out, but it fit, so I'm good. And I knew I was probably okay because I'd already played with the corner bracket against the other side over there. I had this board here, and I thought this was going to be my one to go in there, but it's too narrow. That's why I started going on a hunt for lumber. Over 3 days, I finally found this other piece, and I think it matches up pretty good. Some of the guys on Wooden Boat Forum on Facebook had some ideas about ways to either lighten up those forward boards or stain everything, but that's going to match up good enough. I finally found a dark enough piece. So I'm getting to a point where we're going to be able to get this after coaming board in, and then go ahead and do the finish on getting all the coaming down to where it's supposed to be 5 inches tall up at the top there, and then 4 inches pretty much running back. You can see on the other side over here that it's kind of mismatched, so we're going to have to cut that in. And that forward coaming board there is very tall compared to the rest of it. So we'll do some more work on that and then take some more pictures. Boy, I like how that's going in back there. We'll show you some of the rest of this bronze that we got here in a little bit too. Pretty good fit right here. Happy with that. I got to make sure I'm at least 4 inches off of the deck back here. About 4 1/4. This one's high. I knew I was going to have to cut this off. Screw some of this in here while it's still staying in here. batteries did. Great. My Advil bottles. This is number 8, 1 1/4 bronze. So at least get one screw in there. I'm gonna have to go get the other battery. Haha. So now that I got the back pieces in, and on both sides, and this one had to come out and be completely redone, but all the screws matched it back up. Now I'm trying to fair the coaming. It's supposed to be 4 inches pretty much throughout the boat. I'm getting down to about 3 3/4 towards the back, which is okay. And then up at the front, it's supposed to be a total of 5 inches. Being that most of it's 4 inches, I was trying to lay a batten on here and then draw a line, and I came up with another idea. I got all kinds of little scrap pieces of wood, so I cut off this little piece of oak at 4 inches, stuck the pencil on top of it, and then just dragged it along here. Now, see there, you can see that it's not fair, right? There, humps up. Pretty good back here, pretty good. Could take off just a little bit there, okay? The other thing I'm noticing, now this has to go up to 5 inches up at the front, so it's just gonna be all my eye. I am blessed with a pretty fair eye. I can see things and just tell maybe it's not quite right. Just past the belaying pin there, there's a little hump. Come back, just behind the chain plate, there's a little hump. Right on top of the glue bottle, just a little hump. I'm just using a little block plane and it's coming off in a hurry. You can see all the trash that fell on the boat. And then right above that clamp back there, there's a little hump. And I did that with the saw up in the shop. It'll come off. Beautiful boards going back there. That's nice. I got that one pretty well sanded too. I did that up in the shop. Well, pretty satisfying work. It's just right there. It goes up, it's just off a hair. Using this little oak. Okay. good back here. It tapers down to the back. Good there. There was this hump here. Looks like we've got that pretty well straightened out. Good. Good. I'm still high up here. Good. So here's a look at some of the boat jewelry. Boat bling. Let's see, this down here, that's our mast partner. And it's hinged, so you can open it up, put the mast in. Those are the bow chocks. Just beautiful. Jim tells me there's a little pin there. It's actually a rivet. That's supposed to go through the stem. And then the rod here looks like a bathroom towel rack. That's the main traveler that mounts up on the inside of the transom. And then we got pentals and gudgeons. They're up upper left. That's for hanging the rudder on with. And then there's those corner coaming brackets. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff. Jim Reinick out of Hull, Massachusetts. Fantastic. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.